As you know, the holidays are a time of gratitude and spending time with the ones you love, but unfortunately, it can also be a time of overspending on gifts, meals, entertaining, which can lead to debt. Joining us today to share some holiday budgeting tips for 2021 is Corry Prestidge, a financial advisor with today's episode sponsor, First Command. First Command is a financial services company focused on serving the financial needs of our nation's active duty military families. So thanks so much for joining us, Corry. First, let's talk about your role at First Command.
Well, first, Natalie, thanks for having me on. It's exciting to be with you and getting to share some of these tips. So I am a financial advisor, and in that role, I coach military families in their pursuit of financial security. And in that line, we provide complimentary financial plans for active duty military. So I get the privilege of working with service members who are just starting out and help them through every single stage of life, including retirement and even into legacy planning. And in my role here in Colorado Springs, I also have the privilege of training new advisors in my district and helping to guide them to success.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, I know you are military connected yourself. So tell us about you, your family, and how are you spending the holidays this year?
Sure. So my husband is active duty Coast Guard, and he'll be retiring next year after 32 years of service. I myself am a retired Navy pilot, and ironically, my husband and I met at the Army War College. So we've got all of the services, or many of the services, covered there.
Very cool.
I have two stepchildren. Noah, who's 23, is a Navy corpsman stationed at Fort Belvoir in Virginia. And Grace is 21, just turned 21 in October, and she's a culinary student at Johnson & Wales University in Charlotte. So we'll be spending this Christmas with my husband's parents in San Antonio, and we do what many families do, and probably many military families, which is alternate holidays between his family and mine. So then next year we'll be back to spending Christmas with my family in Montana.
Yeah, we do the switch every year, Wisconsin and Virginia. So I'm with you there. Well, today, as I said, we're going to talk about smart holiday spending. After all, it is supposed to be the season of joy and peace, not regret and stress.
That is right. And I think in talking about that, a way to reduce stress, the first step is the most critical, which is setting a budget and creating a plan just for the holiday season by grouping your budget into categories. For example, you could plan to spend 50% of your holiday budget on gifts, 30% on charity, 20% on decorations, 10% on food. And by giving a certain weight to each category, that'll make it easier for you to divide up your spending limit and help you understand how to allocate your money. And in that, don't forget to budget for things we sometimes forget, like shipping costs and gift wrap, and especially holiday travel now with gas being so expensive. And then entertainment, like concessions at the community tree lighting, or maybe going to a nutcracker production, some things like that.
Yeah.
So some tips to help with that budget planning for your holiday. First of all, I would say do your research. So plan where you're going and what you intend to buy at each store. This will help to save you time, avoid traffic, which we all hate, conserve fuel, and leave more time for the things you would rather be doing during the holidays. And if you know you want to buy a particular product, I would check the internet to find out if there's a discount code or option, and be sure to compare prices. There are even price comparison apps out there that will do this for you. And finally, if you're hosting a holiday feast, I would make it into a potluck. That way everybody can enjoy each person's favorite foods, and you're not stuck doing everything and shouldering the cost of all of that food.
Yeah, those are some really great tips. How do you and your friends go about personalizing gifts? That's another question I had.
That's a great question. So there are many ways to enjoy the season with friends and simultaneously making the gift giving process fun. I have a great example. When I was stationed, or my husband was stationed, and we lived in New Jersey, a group of my Coast Guard spouse friends and I got together at our house, and we made homemade lotion and bath salts and lavender-filled eye pillows. We were able to pool our money together to purchase the ingredients, and then we had a party while we were making these items for our friends and our family.
Yeah, what a fun idea. I love that. And those homemade gifts are often the most cherished and the most beloved. And I personally love sentimental gifts. So that's great to hear. And a little birdie told me that you also have an alternative to the Secret Santa game that is so popular.
We do in our family, instead of doing Secret Santa, our entire extended family participates in a Christmas gift drawing. So each person buys a gift for one family member and receives a gift from another family member. And it's all decided by a random drawing that my oldest brother and his wife use a computer program to generate.
Oh, very cool. All right. I like that. So, Corry, you're the budget expert. How do you feel about Black Friday?
So personally, I was just telling my husband, I have never gone Black Friday shopping. I am not a big shopper, but what I have observed is that Black Friday gets people motivated to buy things they may not need because of the supposed big savings. So, but what we really want to think in terms is of having a plan. Make a list of who you would like to shop for, along with a line item budget for each person. And then you can plan what you want to buy before you hit those stores and those sales.
Yeah. Well, and COVID is still causing all these supply and demand problems. So Black Friday and Christmas shopping in general is looking a lot different.
It really is. And I'm reading, just like I'm sure you are too, about toy shortages and furniture shortages, and everything seems to be taking much, much longer than normal to be delivered this year. And I think for this reason, many families are getting a jump start on shopping. And if you know there's something you really want, you should prioritize that and get it ordered or purchased as early as you can to avoid frowns on those faces of little ones on Christmas morning.
Well, another question for you. Scout the sales. I personally love a good sale. So what are your tips there?
Me too. And you don't have to be a Black Friday shopper to get a good deal. There's lots of savings opportunities that are offered by stores hoping to attract holiday shoppers. Because you already have a list of the gifts you need to buy, it'll be easy to narrow down the stores that sell those items and then determine which sales will help you rack up the most savings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good tip. Well, I have a little one. I have a toddler. He's 2.5.
Oh.
And this is a good time of year to teach kids about giving to others. I know a lot of our listeners also have little ones. So what are some of your tips there?
It is a great time to teach kids about giving to others. And I feel that sometimes when kids participate in helping others, they gain life experiences that they're going to remember more than anything else. So volunteering can be a part of your family's tradition. I would say if you usually send a check to a charity during this time of year, or an automatic transfer check sounds real old school, consider donating your time instead and bringing your family. So whether that's ringing a bell or ladling soup or donating and distributing toys, nonprofits are always in need of extra hands. And I really do think it would create some fabulous memories for you and your children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great idea. Is there a certain payment method you recommend to help people stay in budget?
I do, and this is going to truly be old school. And I understand it's not as convenient as swiping a credit card, but I suggest using cash.
I was going to say, I knew where you were going with this one.
Studies show that most people are likely to spend less when they pay with cash as opposed to credit cards. And I think that's because credit doesn't always feel like real money. So leave the credit cards at home unless you know you can pay them off right away. Shop with cash and you'll likely spend less. Save on credit card interest and avoid the dreaded January hangover from your credit card statement shock.
Yeah, that's definitely a good tip there. Well, the most important thing, we don't want to forget the reason for the season, right?
That's absolutely true. You've got to take time to relax with family and friends. Focus on building those holiday traditions for your family, or look for free local activities, whether those are virtual or if they're in person, and enjoy things like Christmas tree lighting in the town square or a Hanukkah celebration at the temple, or even just a night at home watching Christmas movies and baking cookies. These are the activities that cost little to nothing. They bring the focus back to where it needs to be, which is celebrating the holidays and spending time with your loved ones. And this is a big favorite of mine. Remember, you can open experience gifts on Christmas morning too. So maybe
Yeah.
your kids would enjoy an annual pass to the zoo, or another family member may love a pass to the local arboretum. Or you could buy the family tickets to see a movie on Christmas Day. These are really the gifts that make great memories.
I've definitely see a trend to those experience gifts. I'm on a lot of like moms groups on Facebook, and there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
posts like, "What are some great experience gifts for my kids who have a lot of toys?" Or things like that.
Yes.
So that's a good one too that I'm definitely thinking about this year. Well, holiday savings are top of mind right now, but honestly, we really should be thinking about holiday savings all year long, right? Am I preaching to the choir on
We
this one?
You are preaching to the choir, sister. Absolutely. So if we could just plan, if you are only looking at a monthly budget and it's March, you're not necessarily thinking about what you're going to be spending at Christmas time. But if you could rethink how you do that and practice healthy savings habits year round, you're going to be in a much better position. So if you can figure out how much it is that you want to spend at Christmas time, and then you divvy that out through the other 11 months, and you have that set aside in a separate savings account, you're going to be in a better position, because even the best financial intentions can get derailed or delayed during the holidays, but it doesn't have to be that way. So here are some more time tested financial practices to help set you up for success. So the first one is always live below your means. The most important rule of healthy money habits is to spend less than you earn. Another tip would be to save regularly and automatically. So I talked already about the saving regularly, on a monthly basis, even if those are annual goals. And the automatically is really helped if you pay yourself first with automatic payroll deductions or automatic deposits to savings accounts. And then finally, budget monthly for holiday spending. I've touched on this a couple of times, but to avoid going into debt every Christmas, set aside a certain amount every month. It's much easier to save $100 every month than to suddenly come up with $1,200 in December all at once.
Well, Corry, this has been such fantastic advice for me and my family. I'm so glad to have talked to you. And I know for our military families out there listening, I know some folks may want to become more proactive with their family's finances as they've heard you talking. So, how can someone get in touch with a First Command financial advisor?
Absolutely. So, First Command has offices located near almost every single major military installation, and our advisors are available and excited to meet safely, whether that's in person or remotely. The best way to get started is at our website, www.firstcommand.com, and we'll connect you with a local advisor so you can get started.
Awesome. And listeners, we will put that information in the show notes for you. Corry, is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
I just hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season and enjoy time with family. And, January, maybe you haven't gotten everything together just right now for this season, but starting January, it's a new month and a new year, and getting yourself set up on a financial plan is one of the very best gifts you can give yourself and your family.
Well, thank you so much, Corry. I love talking to you today. Appreciate your time.
You as well, Natalie. Thanks for having me.